Good morning, everybody. Matt Moda here to give you my favorite MLB home run predictions for today. We're talking Saturday, April 12th. Happy Saturday, everybody. The Dong Report is back in your life. I'm going to have 3 MLB home run picks for you guys to lock in for tonight's MLB betting slate. Only went with 3 tonight because 2 of them I upped my unit size. So whenever I do that, I try to limit myself to only 3 as opposed to 4 because we don't want to expose ourselves too much on the Dong Report. Everybody knows how that goes. Luckily, before we get into today's picks, I want to do a recap from yesterday, which was another good day. That has now made it 3 straight days in a row where we've gotten one of our guys to hit a home run. But the beauty of the Dong Report is we only need one to make money. That's exactly what happened yesterday. James Wood, top of the 9th inning, came through with a home run. So because his odds are all the way up at plus 700, we profited 0.95 units yesterday on the Dong Report. Now, the 3 guys that did not hit a home run, Lindor, Tucker, and Jonathan Aranda, none of them even came close. So I really don't have anything to complain about there. The only thing that really frustrates me was Francisco Lindor because I was heavily debating him or Pete Alonso, but I'd gone with Pete Alonso 3 times in the week. I just felt like I couldn't go back to him. And guess what? Lindor didn't do anything at the plate, and Pete Alonso hit 3 home runs. So not 3 home runs, hit a home run. That's just the nature of the business when it comes to home runs. You're going to have that happen. You just got to take it in stride. But up 0.95 units yesterday is good. If I didn't up my unit size on Lindor, we would have been up a unit, but that's okay. Brings our total profit on the year. We are up 8.41 units on the entire season. We are up 51% ROI. All those numbers are very, very good. I keep saying this, but this ROI number won't continue. We are probably going to end the season between like 10 and 20 if I had to guess. 2023, we were up like, I think 25. I should have had an ROI for each year, which I can probably go back and calculate. But anyways, 2023 ROI was really, really good. 2024 was not so good. That's why it averages out to 10. Regardless, it's been a very good season so far. Hopefully we can keep it up. Hopefully the 3 guys on today's Dong Report can mash monster dongs for us. And we can get right into it. Just remember to like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I have up here on the screen Ballpark Pal, my favorite MLB betting tool. Everybody knows I love to do home runs, but you can use them for a lot more. And one of my favorite things about Ballpark Pal, which we're going to get into, they give you a lot of information on the weather. Now, yesterday, completely slipped my mind. Forgot to put on my weatherman cap, give you guys the weather report for the day. But there are a couple games that we want to target here. Couple games in the red as well, where it's cold, wind blowing in, or it's just not a hitter's park. That's what the red, obviously, and the plus signifies. Now, we see a couple of good games here on the Dong Report. The first one that I am going to lock in here is this 0%, so it's completely average. But it's Yordan Alvarez to hit a home run. I'm taking him. The best offered price on Yordan to hit a home run is actually plus 320. I send everything out through Tails, which is just a tool for me to send everything out. And they don't pull odds for Bet365. But the best offered price is that instead of DraftKings. So if you're watching this, lock this in at plus 320 at Bet365. Pretty chalky day for me on the Dong Report. That's just kind of how things went. That's why I'm only choosing 3 instead of 4. But I absolutely love this play on Yordan Alvarez. I think it is a phenomenal play. A couple of things that I want to talk about here. Number 1, Yordan's been good. Like, you look at his overall numbers, you see that he's only hit 1 home run. Last 2 games, he's been on fire at the plate. 3 hard hits yesterday, 4 hard hits the day before that, which was technically the 9th because they had the 10th off. And he had 2 barrels in that game as well. So we see like how he had been up until that. He hadn't had a stretch where he had 2 hard hits or more in 2 games in a row, aside from right now. So, Yordan starting the year a little bit slow. I think that's going to, I don't think that's going to continue, and then he's going to start going on a streak with how he's been hitting the last couple games. And what I wanted to show you was the game on April 9th. So that's what I have up here. Not yesterday's game where he had 3 hard hits, but the game before that where he had 4 hard hits. And look at some of these numbers. So he had a flyout that traveled 400 feet, 108 miles per hour off the bat. Now, this game was in Seattle, which is not a hitter's park. So, only a home run in 6 of 30 stadiums. Didn't leave the ballpark, hit it to dead center. He also had another single that was 101 miles per hour off the bat, just had too low of a launch angle. And then he had a sac fly that was 101.3 miles per hour off the bat, 28 degree launch angle, traveled 340 feet. Again, just didn't pull it enough. Only a home run in one of 30 stadiums. And then he had another line out or another ground out that was 96. Those are his 4 hard hits. 3 above 100 miles an hour, 2 of which being put in the air is incredibly important for someone that we want to hit home runs. Step 1, you got to hit the ball hard. Step 2, you got to put the ball in the air, and Yordan did that. That's what the barrel signifies, someone that hit the ball hard and hit the ball in the air. That's what barrel tells you. Another reason why I like this play, the pitcher Tyler Anderson is absolutely a dong baller, but even though it's a lefty versus lefty matchup, he really, really struggles against left-handed hitters. I'm going to his splits here. This is on FanGraphs. I put a link to FanGraphs in the description of the video as well. I use Ballpark Pal for a lot of like matchup data, for a lot of like their advanced stats. I look at FanGraphs for raw data. It's subjective. It's not subjective. It just gives you the information. So Tyler Anderson has faced 12 lefties this year, given up a home run to 3 of them. He hasn't given up a home run to righty. And remember, he's a left-handed pitcher. Last year, Tyler Anderson, you can't look at his total raw numbers. You have to look at his per at bat. Home run per nine of 1.77 against left-handed hitters. That's really, really bad. And the reason why I am okay with taking Yordan against a lefty, that's the wrong one. A hint at who I'm taking next. Extreme advantage in favor of Yordan Alvarez, according to Ballpark Pal. The biggest thing here, I mean, based on his release point A on each of them, so like, Yordan struggles with the low releases. That's not Tyler Anderson. The biggest thing here is the 4-seam fastball. He's going to throw a 4-seamer roughly 40% of the time. It's not a good 4-seamer either. And Yordan smokes heat. That's what he is best at, is smoking fastballs. So the fact that we're going to see a fastball the majority of the time, that's good. Now, we don't have enough data off of changeups. We see that's why that's the question mark. But what we do know is that the history is very favorable for Yordan Alvarez in this matchup. And this is the third reason why I'm on it. Number 1, hot batter. Number 2, bad pitcher. Number 3, the history. So these two have seen each other 14 at-bats, so 15 plate appearances, 1 walk. In those 14 at-bats, 2 home runs, 2 doubles, a total of 5 hits with an average batting average of 357. Just annihilated him. This is last year. Alone last year, he hit 2 home runs and 2 doubles off of him. And those hits were just annihilated. So it's really good history between the two. Really good matchup for a really good hot batter. So I like it. Yordan Alvarez to hit a home run plus 320 odds at Bet365. Next up, you already saw it. I'm going right back to Pete Alonso. I should have went with him yesterday, but I didn't, and I'm going to go right back to him. He is at plus 350 odds at ESPN Bet. It's also plus 350 at Bet365 as well. So you can get plus 350. I should have told you I'm putting 0.3 units on Pete Alonso, and I'm putting 0.35 units on Yordan Alvarez, because normally I try to, at a minimum, profit a unit. So these guys that are lower than plus 400, I up the unit size, which is, again, why I'm only putting 3 dong plays for today as opposed to 4. But this is Pete Alonso. I feel great about going right back to Pete. I mean, what he's been doing at the plate is just insane. I'm looking at FanGraphs here. I'm looking at the last 14 days. That's generally what I like to look at for hitters, last 14 days. He leads the MLB in barrels with 11. He's got 11 barrels in the last 14 days. He's got 24 hard hits with an hard hit rate 64.9%. That is incredible. All of his stats, he's fly ball rate 45.9%. Not amazing, nothing to be scared of. You look at guys like Ellie, 33%, James Wood, 35%, Devers, 31%. He's putting the ball in the air enough. Average exit velocity when he makes contact is 98.6 miles per hour. He's just been destroying the baseball. And yesterday, I went with Francisco Lindor over him. I thought Francisco Lindor was coming out of a hot streak. I was wrong. You're going to make wrong predictions. But look at Pete Alonso. 3 hard hits again yesterday. And you look at his game log, what he's been doing to the baseball. It's like the baseball cheated with his wife. Whatever I'm trying to say here. Just destroying it. 3 hard hits yesterday. Obviously, he had the home run. 107 miles per hour off the bat. 23-degree launch angle. He had another hit that was 99.9, so not quite 100 miles an hour, but close enough. And then a double that traveled 369 feet. That was 97.1 degrees off the bat. Just destroying the baseball. You go to his game log here. You already kind of know that he's hitting well based on the report that I showed you. But just to give you even more context to it, he's got a barrel in 5 straight games. He had 4 barrels about a week ago. And I mean, he only had one hard hit the game before that, but again, that was barreled up in 3-1, 3-2, 3-1-2. It's just insane what he's doing at the plate. He's one of those guys that when he goes on a heater, you're just going to want to keep riding it. Unfortunately, I just got the days wrong. Hopefully, he comes through for us tonight. The pitching matchup is a little bit of an unknown. JT Ginn is pitching. Jim Ginn, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Hopefully, I think it's Ginn. He's a young guy. He's only made like 6 major league starts. Was hit up a little bit in those starts, which is what we're looking at right here. Home run per 9 of 1.06 is actually pretty decent. The reason why is because he's a sinker guy. So we look at the pitch mix here. He's going to throw a sinker like half the time. The problem is his sinker doesn't sink. So we call that a stinker. And Pete Alonso crushes sinkers. You look at his pitch type splits. They're good against sinkers. What we're looking for is ISO rate like 200 and above. And we see like 273. So we had a bad year all the way back in 2020. 258, 226, 277. Not so great last year, and then too small of a sample size this year, but historically performs well. That's why it's graded in A, according to Ballpark Pal, especially from right-handed hitters, which is the important part. And obviously these two have never seen each other. And JT Ginn, like you look at his stat cast from when he pitched in the MLB. Barrel rate of 7% is average. It's not horrible. You know, the guys that are around like 10% are terrible. Hard hit rate, 45.1% is pretty bad. And you look at his stuff plus, which is a measurement of Fangraphs that literally measures his stuff, spin rate, velocity, location, all that stuff, movement. 100 is average. Everything's below average, 81, 97, 89, 83. So he's not that highly rated of a prospect. He did get hit up in terms of just like his numbers when he was in the MLB last year. I mean, like 4.2 for ERA, 4.59 expected ERA, 3.96 FIP. The FIP numbers are a little bit better. And then we go to his Sierra, if I could find it, 4.0 run is not terrible, but that is below average. And we're just back in, I mean, Pete Alonso has been just absolutely destroying the baseball. So Pete Alonso is our second play, plus 350 odds at ESPN Bet, also at Bet365. And then our last pick of the video here, I'm going with Brandon Lowe to hit a home run. That is at plus 470 odds at FanDuel. That's the best offered price here, plus 470. Putting a quarter unit, so back to our quarter unit plays for Brandon Lowe, 0.25 units there, plus 470 at FanDuel. Let's make sure that's still available. It is, so no issues there. Now, Brandon Lowe didn't have the best day at the plate yesterday. He only had one hard hit. But you look at his game log. The game before that, I think this is having trouble loading. So we're going to go back to the game log. One big reason why I like Brandon Lowe in this matchup is, so Steinbrenner Field, it's modeled after Yankee Stadium. And what do we know about Yankee Stadium? It's got a very, very short right field, which I can show you. We see that like it's shorter than average. I mean, the foul pole 314, even like right center field 385 is pretty short compared to 399 on left field. And not only that, very windy. So basically like 15 mile per hour winds or more is what's going to have an impact on the baseball. If it's 10, like if it's 15 or below, mostly like 10 or below, it won't really have that much of an impact, but 15 will. Not only is it windy, but it's blowing out to right field. That's going to help a left-handed batter. And it's warm. It's in the 80s. That ball is going to travel more than it will in most of these other stadiums where it's cold. So it's a very, very good weather game specifically for a left-handed hitter. Like you can see here how positive of a weather game it is. Or I should say how positive right field is for home runs. I mean, like 1.5 above average, 1.5, 1.48. And then for today, especially guys that pull the ball, 1.62, it's above average, 1.53 above what the typical day is. So really, really good from a weather perspective for home runs. Now back to Brandon Lowe. We got my thing to load. He's been okay at the plate recently. Like yesterday, he had one hard hit. The day before that, he had two hard hits and he had a barrel. And he's mostly been good. Like he's had 3 days where he hasn't had a single hard hit. In the past week, isn't quite as good as it was at the beginning of the year, but it's not bad enough to scare me off. Like even if you look at the last, let's just take out March. Look at April. 11% barrel rate is good. 40% hard hit rate is good. Launch angle, we'd like for it to be a little bit higher than 7.3 degrees. Fly ball rate is a little bit lower at 37%, but nothing that would scare you off. And the matchup against AJ Smith-Shawver is very, very good. Now, he's a young pitcher, only 22 years old. He's super young, but he hasn't really been that good in his MLB career. You look at his stats. I mean, he pitched 4.1 innings, didn't give up a home run last year, so that's good. The year before that, he got smoked. Home run per 9 of only .04 is good so far, but if you look at his stats, I mean, he's been getting smoked. I mean, ERA 5.19, expected ERA 7.29. Now, FIP and XFIP show that he might be getting a little bit unlucky, but if you go to his StatCast numbers here, he's given up 4 barrels, which is really, really bad. He's given up a barrel rate at 14.3%. Obviously, that's bad if the barrel numbers are bad. Again, like 8%, 9% below average, 14% is terrible. And then hard hits, 46.4% hard hit rate is pretty bad. And the matchup is plus 10 extreme advantage in favor of Brandon Lowe. Now, we don't have a ton of data off of AJ Smith-Shawver, which is why this is a question mark as opposed to giving you a number. But we know that it's generally a good matchup. I mean, based on the release point, B+. Hopefully these are an A, but A on the other side. And he's going to see a fastball 50% of the time. And that's the most important thing here. It's not a good fastball, rated F. And we can go back to his Stuff Plus to show you his fastball 100 is average. That's below average. He's going to see it 50% of the time. And Brandon Lowe is really, really good against four-seam fastballs. You want to go to his pitch type splits. We're looking at the four-seamer. We want ISO rate. I mean, above average every single year of his career. We want 200 and above is good. 250 and above is excellent. 281, 409, 400, 390, 224, 266, 300, 545. And this is including all four-seam fastballs, not necessarily four-seam fastballs from right-handed pitchers, which is going to be even better. So Brandon Lowe as our third and final home run pick for the video. So real quick, I'll give you all 3 guys that I am on. The best offered price on the parlay of all 3, for those of you that want to do that, is going to be on Bet365, not ESPN Bet. It's Yordan Alvarez, it's Brandon Lowe, it's Pete Alonso, all 3 of them to hit a home run. Because I only had 3, I'll give you guys a couple leans, a couple guys that I considered. Ohtani and Judge both have really, really good odds, or really good matchups, I should say. But the problem is neither of them are that hot at the plate. Now, it's very, very, very rare that you will see Ohtani priced at such a way where Ballpark Pal is pricing him as positive expected value. Ballpark Pal is pricing Ohtani at 209, plus 209. You can get him at plus 240 at FanDuel. Even Aaron Judge is a positive expected value play. So neither of them are that hot at the plate, which is why I didn't go with them. But if you want to parlay the 2 of them together, I wouldn't hate that at all. I think that is a totally fine look. I just neither of them had a hard hit yesterday. It's just even as good as Ohtani and Judge are, I need to see them to start hitting baseballs. Another guy that I looked at, but the odds were too bad, is Corbin Carroll. He's been hitting the ball really, really hard, but I mean, Corbin Carroll is below plus 400 to hit a home run. That's just a little bit too rich for my blood. Corbin Carroll is a good hitter and he's been really good, but I'm not going to take him the odds are just too bad at plus 370 as your best offered price on FanDuel. If it was plus 400 and above, maybe I would bet it, but I couldn't get there. And then the other guy I wanted to mention is Corey Seager. He's got pretty decent odds to hit a home run. Plus 420 isn't terrible for someone like Corey Seager. Really good matchup against the pitcher that he's going up against. The reason why I didn't bet it, because it's a really gross weather game. It's cold, it's wind blowing in, and it's at T-Mobile Park, which is generally a pitcher's park, more so because of not necessarily because of the dimensions, just because of the weather in Seattle. Like we see, it's below average across the board, and today is even worse than it is on what it typically is. So typically it's bad. Today's even worse than bad. Now, if you don't necessarily believe in the minus 21% to minus 22%, like I know some people don't, I understand. And if you're one of the people that don't believe in weather at all, I'm not going to argue whether weather exists or not. And if you think that weather doesn't exist, then I think Corey Seager is a pretty good look for him to hit a home run. But again, I'm only rocking with 3 official guys. I gave you guys some leans if you want more. Yordan Alvarez, Pete Alonso, and Brandon Lowe. If all 3 of them hit home runs, which probably is going to happen, we'll profit 3.35 units on the Dong Report for today. That's not including if you do a parlay of all 3. But that's all we got. I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. Check out Ballpark Pal if you are interested. I walked you through how I use Ballpark Pal specifically for home runs, so check them out. You can get a 10% discount for the month or 15% discount for the year. Appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to bet responsibly and have a good one.